Well, instead of doing story quests like these, which I will eventually get around doing all of them, hopefully sometime. And of course, when other new one gets added, I'm assuming they're not releasing the new ones for like Natlan. They're not making Natlan story quests too much now, probably because of like voice stuff. I'm assuming. And once that gets all settled, they'll probably do a story quest for evolving it. I could be wrong though, but it's unlikely because I think Marika's like one of the only people there who has her voice constantly in the story. Because she's the main person. Okay. Now the thing is, which can I pick from them or not? I got that or that. Yeah, I think that's the only story quest I've got right now. I need to do 2 more days instead. Usually I'd be able to use these keys for these. Now they're free, so now I get to get used up on this. I think doing layla story quest would be nice. Don't know how long these will be because not every story quest, obviously, not story quest, hangout event is different. Not quite up. I don't. Why did it get taken anyway? Just because we're doing latest story quest, and actually I don't have her. Sayo, you're out. Where's my layla at? Don't play layla. Layla. Well. Is there not another like thing up here? I don't know if it's like at where we actually meet her or not. I actually can't remember. Layla. It's quite so much higher, I think it is.
What is it? Is there something on my face?
Nope. Yeah, are you a student? Okay, this is definitely where we first met. You're not a thief, are you? Are you lost? You're not a thief, are you? Are you a student? Let's go, you are not the thief, are you out?
Hey, not so loud.
Oh.
No. That makes me sound suspicious. Hold on. Do I really look that shady? Anyway, I'm Layla, a Ratawa student at the academia. For now, at least. I was just looking up some information at the House of Dana. But the more I read, the more I realized that my thesis lacks integrity. I didn't cover many of the possible outliers, and my calculations aren't precise enough.
Okay. There's being long tortured by her own anxiety, Layla's stress out shows her current mental state. This will fluctuate as the story progresses. Appraise the situation carefully before making choices.
I should have been done with the first draft of my thesis by now, but I've barely written a third.
Whimper, whimper. Okay, so what are you planning to do now?
Well, I guess I have to keep looking up as much info as possible. I shouldn't give up now, but who am I kidding? Maybe I'm not cut out to be a researcher. Maybe I shouldn't have come to the academia in the first place. All I've done is cause trouble for my advisor and classmates. I should probably notify my advisor sooner than later, so he can focus his attention on the other students. No, I don't even have the guts to bring it up, and I haven't completely given up yet.
Cheer up, things aren't as bad as you think they are. You still have time, right?
To be honest, I haven't slept a wink for days. thinking about the awful state of my thesis keeps me up at night.
Oh.
Lack of sleep hinders my ability to focus, and if I can't focus, I can't do any proper research or thinking. I'm stuck in a vicious cycle. I've seen the caliber of the other academia students. They're all geniuses and fast learners. I'm nowhere near as gifted as they are. If it wasn't for someone who's been helping me out, my advisor probably would have kicked me out of the Darshan by now.
Is this someone? One second. Let me just read this. Is this someone a good friend of yours? Are they a sage? Are they great? Are they look great?
No. All my friends are back home. I'm the only one who got to come study at the academia. This might sound strange, but I actually don't know who's been helping me. I don't even know if they're a person or not. Due to my lack of sleep, I sometimes get dizzy and faint when I'm stressed out.
It's that bad, huh?
Yeah, but oddly enough,
Power hasn't
when
yet.
I wake
Yeah,
up,
that's all.
all the
Jeez,
things
that must
I
be
was
going on.
stressing over are taken care of. My homework's somehow finished before the deadline, and my papers are perfectly written. But that's not all. My flowers are watered, laundry's done, even my broken camera was fixed. I really don't know what's going on, but for now, I'm calling the phenomenon a blessing from the stars.
Pretty sure it's one of these.
Maybe the stars above decided to help out after seeing all the effort I put into my research. If that's even possible.
Like being a psycho. That sounds pretty extraordinary. I want powers like that.
But there's no point in me studying at the academia if I keep
Lives
relying
go
on
down,
this
I'm assuming.
mysterious phenomenon. It comes down to my own efforts, improving one step at a time. How else can I honor my parents and live up to the expectations of everyone who knows me?
That makes sense. The effort you put in is equally important.
Oh no, I've already spent too much time
chatting.
I still haven't made much headway on my thesis. At this rate, I'll need the Wisdom Sealy's help.
You just said you wanted to rely on your own efforts. Also, I'm pretty sure Sealy's are those blue things that can be chest or not. I think like apparently ghost or something. I don't know.
Yes, but time's of the essence, so I have to take what I can get. Oh, sorry. I'm just making excuses.
She's worse than
the
person from that land.
Amazing,
The little one.
Really shares
That's
its
her
endless
name.
knowledge. If you want its help, all you have to do is write down your question, and you'll get a response a short while later.
Can Sealy even do something like that? Maybe it's some researcher who wants to retain.
No one knows who or what it actually is. It's just known as the Wisdom Sealy. But getting an answer all comes down to the Sealy's mood. Sometimes it'll only give you a vague answer or play tricks on you. I'm pretty sure a researcher wouldn't do something like that. All I can do right now is hope that it helps me.
1 second. Just 1 sec. But what about the blessing from the stars?
Who knows if it'll happen this time? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. Trying my luck with another phenomenon is better than doing nothing.
It sounds a little sketchy, but I'll go check it out for you. It's too risky to rely on some fishy legend to complete your
Oh, really? But I don't want to take up your time.
It's fine. I don't have anything else going on, or I'm worried that you'll pass out from exhaustion soon.
Sorry for the bother. You're too kind. Okay, let's go give it a try. I've already prepared my question for the Seelie. I just hope it can help me get through this predicament. Among the countless legends surrounding the House of Dana, the Wisdom Seelie is one of the more popular ones lately. It hasn't been around for long, but word of the Seelie's existence spread like wildfire. Many people have claimed that they've received a reply from it. So, it should probably help me as well, right?
So do you just call its name and it appears, or is there some kind of... they're basically the same thing.
Any funny antics in the House of Dana will get you escorted out. Or perhaps thrown out. Let's split up and ask around about the Seelie. Hopefully someone knows something more.
Yeah, the first step of the quest is normally the longest bit of the quest. The other one is normally 11, 10 minutes. For the kayak quest, so I'm gonna go for the kayak quest. Kinda gave me. Yay!
Excuse me? Have you ever heard of the Wisdom Seelie?
You've come to the right person. I came across this legend not too long ago myself. After hearing about it, I decided to test it out and asked it a question about the brightness of the stars. 2 days later, I got a response. It included 2 pages of detailed and accurate information. It saved me from having to look up a ton of resources.
Really?
Yeah, so I submitted another question a few days ago. I still haven't received a reply, though.
That sounds like what others have said. But I don't have the time to wait for a reply if the Seelie doesn't answer right away. Whatever. Can you please tell me how to submit a question to the Wisdom Seelie?
It's quite simple. Go to the bookshelf over there and find either Theoretical Astrology or a quick reference guide to astrology cases.
Oh, I know where those are. My Darshan has us use those 2 books quite often.
Okay, so write your question in a letter addressed to the Wisdom Seelie, and then insert the letter into one of the books. Come back in a day or 2, and if you see a red stamp on your letter, that means the Wisdom Seelie has replied. However, if the stamp never appears, then that means the Seelie doesn't want to answer your question.
I see. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go write down my question. Hopefully the Seelie replies. Not now!
I really don't like that academia, I'm gonna be honest. Ever since that Arkham quest, I've hated that. Hate this place. Oh, look, it's up there, okay. I don't know where it wants me. Yeah, this is a... What?
Maybe I'll borrow something to read. My guiding stars! Finally, I wrote out my question and put it in the book.
What do we do now? Now to the wing game.
Wait, I guess.
Yep, told you.
Let's give it some time. I'll come back tomorrow to check on it. Don't worry about me if you have other things to do.
I'll come with you. I'm a little
I
worried.
see. Thanks. I appreciate it. Alright then, let's meet up here tomorrow. I really hope the silly replies. Time to look at the letter. Please let there be a stamp. Please let there be a stamp. There's a red stamp on it. The silly responded. Fantastic!
Your eyes are sparkling.
This is wonderful. My troubles are at an end. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am. Let's take a look at what it wrote. Thank you for your letter. Though I have extended a response, I cannot answer your query due to your questionable motives. Questionable motives? Me? Wait, huh? Okay, let's see. Completing a thesis requires independent thought and work. You planned on using my knowledge to complete your paper's most critical portions. That's not right. However, considering that your deadline is fast approaching, and that there is substance to the content in the completed sections of your thesis, I've decided to help you nonetheless. Follow the hints I've left, and you will find the answer to your question. Consider the effort you put into thinking and searching as your payment for my knowledge. What the... It's absolutely right about everything. Oh, I'm starting to feel guilty now. I can't deny any
Kachima,
of it.
that's the one I was talking about,
But
thinking
I'm
about
running
earlier.
out
Yeah,
of time.
she's
Oh,
worse than
what
Kachima.
should I do?
Have some self-confidence. I'll search for the answer with you. It might be messing with you.
Good point. Why else would it use such a roundabout way to tell me its answer? Supposedly, everyone who's been pranked by the silly had angered it in some way. That means the silly is someone who's very strict and serious about knowledge. But who knows if it's really a silly or some person.
The main issue is that you have a deadline to meet. There's no guarantee that you will actually get an answer even after doing what he says.
True. And if I don't get an answer, then I'll only have wasted more time. Oh, but there's nothing else we can do. It's the one holding all the cards. It's completely hidden and can choose whether to help us or not. After all, it'd probably be impossible to find it and ask my question in person.
Now that sounds like an idea.
Huh? I was just kidding. Oh, please don't take me seriously. It's a silly we're talking about. According to legend, sillies are elusive and can create countless copies of themselves. Who's to say that it won't summon a shooting star to crush us once we find it?
You don't actually believe in those legends, do you? Think about what you just said for a moment.
Sorry. I'm just a little panicky.
You're on 2 hearts out of
Okay,
3.
Layla. Calm down and think. If the Sealy is a person, then there has to be a way to track them down. We have 2 possible leads right now. The first is the checkout logs of those 2 books, and the other is the red stamp. The red stamp bears the Retawahist emblem, which is used by a lot of people. It'll be hard to track down an individual, so we should probably start with the checkout logs.
Can't disagree with that logic.
Let's go and make an inquiry. We can also ask around the House of Dana and see if anyone else knows something about the Wisdom Sealy.
How long is like this one bit of thing? Cause if it's mainly repeating stuff, there'll be like some few changes, unless it's I was doing like Kaya's stuff for the way he actually explored around.
Hi there. Do you know anything about the Wisdom Sealy?
Yes, of course. I've been looking into it for quite a while now. However, I feel like I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Hey, maybe if we put our heads together, we can figure something out.
Sure. I'll try my best.
There are a few known traits of the Wisdom Sealy. First, it's extremely strong. It can easily carry a few dozen books, along with 4 or 5 pieces of astrology equipment all at once. It's extremely athletic as well. It only moves in a straight line and doesn't stop for anything, not even walls or rivers.
Don't see these
Lastly,
floats.
it has a number of special
It's just like
abilities.
Paimon.
It has a hardened metal body that's impervious to injury. It can freeze water into ice, and it can also summon meteors.
That doesn't even sound human.
He sounds like some hero out of a fairy tale.
Well, it is a legend after all. It's no surprise that some details seem a little exaggerated. But these aren't just made up, you know. Each of its abilities has been confirmed by eyewitnesses. There have been many sightings too, including at Chatrakam Cave, the Avidia Forest, and around the waterfall south of Sumeru City.
Has anyone seen what it actually looks like? Or what kind of person it is?
Not that I know of. No one's been able to get close to it. It seems like it tries to stay out of sight. I would probably want to remain a mystery too, if I were someone as legendary as the Wisdom Sealy. So what do you make of it? Have you seen it somewhere as well?
No. We're probably gonna need some time to digest all the, incredible information you've provided us.
Not a problem. But if you manage to find anything, be sure to come and tell me about it. I trust that you'll quickly discover the excitement of slowly unraveling the truth.
You were not helpful. Don't you say?
Please, remember to share any new information.
All people trying to get information. I could.
To fight over such paltry research funds.
Just realized they have the same clothes on. Also just realized our hair's like that. Okay, anyway. Assuming it's some random person who as well.
Oh, hello there. Can I help you?
Hello. I'm a Retawahist student and would like to see the checkout logs for theoretical astrology and a quick reference guide to astrology cases.
Oh, are you also here to investigate the Retawahist Wisdom Sealy legend?
Also? I suppose it makes sense that we're not the only ones investigating such a popular legend.
Yes, I myself am also quite curious about it. But unfortunately, I haven't found anything out of the ordinary. Given you're Ratawa his student, I'm sure you know that a lot of research references these two books. All our copies of these particular titles are frequently checked out. I have looked into it, but found no irregularities in the checkout logs.
Is there any chance the Silly could have taken the books out and returned them without being noticed?
Not likely. That would be almost impossible. The House of Dana is extremely strict about the circulation of its books. There will always be a record if a book is checked out. And even if it managed to figure out a way to take the books without leaving any record, it's possible that someone would come looking to borrow the books before the Seelie returned them. If someone discovers that a book is missing or that it doesn't match my inventory records, it would come to my attention immediately. However, it might be possible to pull off in the case of a less popular book.
Okay, I understand now, thank you. This is useful to know. With any luck, it'll help us work out the Seelie's identity.
When she talks, she'll make me tired as heck. She got that slow talk to her. Go down here.
Hi there. Have you heard of the legend of the Wisdom Seelie?
Do I
everywhere.
really look like the kind of student that would be interested in such a pointless legend?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were just curious.
Well, I do happen to have some information on it.
So it seems you're interested. Then why didn't you just say so?
Huh? Logically, that has nothing to do with the question I asked. I just don't want others to see me as some poor excuse for a student whiling away my time in the House of Dana.
I don't really think bad students would come to the House of Dana to pass the time. But anyways, you were saying?
Well, I spend most of my time here, and I have noticed something odd before. One time, late at night, a black shadow fell from above and landed in the central area of the House of Dana. Of course, I was a little sleepy at the time, but it startled me, and I got up to see what was going on.
And then what happened?
Then, the shadow quickly circled behind me with incredible speed. Just as I tried to turn around to get a look at it, I fainted.
The shadow sounds pretty powerful.
Yes, it was unbelievably fast. I had never seen anything like it. It was so unusual that I wasn't sure if it was real or if I was half dreaming.
Some glazing
But given how
shadows.
popular the legend of the Seelie has become lately, maybe this has something to do with it.
Don't take this the wrong way, but doesn't the House of Dana have a door?
It was closed that night. I suppose even the House of Dana needs to be closed for maintenance from time to time.
I see. That makes sense. But what were you doing here if the House of Dana was closed?
Don't look so surprised. It's a common practice to find a place to hide before they lock the doors, so you can continue reading books here. Everyone knows that.
Good thing I'm not studying alongside you. I can tell that you'll really stress me out.
Anyway, thank you for the info. I'll be sure to take note
Phil
of
Pratt is
everything
just like
you mentioned.
trespass.
You're welcome.
Okay, everyone's given us a lot of useful information. Let's go through it and try to organize everything. Some things we heard were pretty straightforward, but others were just, ridiculous.
We should be able to figure out more about its identity and whereabouts.
Yeah. Let me think and see what I can make of it. Okay, calm down, Layla. I know the info's all over the place, but you can definitely do it. First, let's try to figure out the Seelie's identity based on the clues we currently have. Then, we'll analyze where it's been sighted and its motives. Finally, we'll piece everything together. From there, we should be able to predict its movement. Alright, let's give it a try.
Well, I hate this kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess it's just like, because like this place BSG work. This is the first time we got to do something, I think. The Wisdom Seed Super.
I think I heard somewhere that it has a lot of ridiculous abilities. It's been to the Chatrakam Cave, the Avidia Forest, and the waterfall south of Sumeru City. It once infiltrated the House of Dana while it was closed. Book circulation is strictly regulated, and there is a log of anyone who checks out a book. The stamp. Which probably means they're a Ratawahis student. I may be able to come up with a more concrete lead if I keep thinking. It once infiltrated... It's been to the... I may...
Right, fine, I was like, trying to change to think I knew how to change.
Okay, I think I've got it now.
So what you've come up with here, 'cause I had no idea what
First,
you
based on the information Katayun provided, we can assume that the Seelie is a student from the Ratawahis Darshan. The possibility of it being someone outside the Darshan can be ruled out because it'd be impossible to gain access to those two books without going through the librarian. Next, leaving its crazy abilities aside, all the sightings took place in locations that are officially recommended for astrology observation by the academia. In other words, it's probably just conducting research, and the nature of its research is very similar to mine. The question that I submitted was no simple query, but it was able to give me a reply in just a day. This implies that it's familiar with a similar field of knowledge. So based on this reasoning, all we have to do is wait for it at the next astrological observation site.
Your reasoning is solid. Look at you, finishing your fish. This should be no problem at all.
It's nothing, really. There are actually some other factors that I've been speculating about. But that's
Stop
not
yawning.
important right now. Let's get going. Even though we have a lead, it's still hard to say whether we'll be able to make any discoveries. I'll tell you what I mean by that if the Seelie doesn't show up.
Let's see behind it. It's like just one, like this is. I'm pretty sure only at one. It's like I only ended one. There's like 3 of endings, right? 4 of endings, I think. Oh, thank God I already did the thing I needed to do to the whole elemental thing. Oh, it makes it so much more easier. I'm assuming we're watching, like, we're watching, I get put in the cutscene thing.
The weather today is perfect for observation.
Yeah.
Let's see if it shows up. Honestly, spending an entire night waiting for something that we're not sure is gonna happen might not be the best use of our time. But we don't really have any choice. This is all we've got. Get some sleep if you're tired. I'll be up. It's not like I could sleep anyways.
I'll stay up with you.
Thanks. Oh, how about I share some basics about astrology with you? If you're interested, that is.
What should be our hay from? Just thing.
Sure enough, it didn't show up. We hardly saw any animals, let alone people. No matter how conclusive the evidence is or how perfect our reasoning may be, nothing will happen as long as I'm awake.
Are you referring to the Wisdom City or the blessing from the stars?
They're probably one and the same. It's like I told you, I have a severe sleeping disorder, and there have been a lot of rumors about me sleepwalking. I tried to understand what I had been doing when I'm unconscious, but I've never been able to get any definitive evidence. Something is actively attempting to cover up all the clues without my knowing. Maybe that something is me. Or maybe it isn't. I can't be sure. For all I know, I could even be the Sealy. But what if I am?
I think your imagination is going a bit too random.
Willing to help me this time? What is it actually thinking? I really have no idea.
Well, if I could help you.
Huh? You want to help me? Of course it would be nice to know what's really going on. But that's impossible. It's always avoiding me and keeping me in the dark. And that won't change even if you're around.
Thinking about it, she wants to know, maybe we should find a way to ask the other Layla about it. You still there?
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Maybe there really isn't anything we can do. Seems like we've gone over the hand again this time.
Yeah. And to think I could have been working on my thesis this whole time. My stomach is churning just thinking about it. Please stop. The more you talk about it, the more silly I feel.
I don't have a choice. Take you.
Oh, come on, Layla. What are you doing? Everyone's gonna start thinking you're crazy now. Oh no. I'm losing it.
It's like, yes, don't make her feel anxious. Literally gives you no choice but to make her feel anxious. Hi.
I'm sorry. I got distracted there. Where were we? Oh, what's wrong? You look like you've got something on your mind.
Are you the other Layla? I don't remember being an other Layla.
What are you talking about? What do you mean the other Layla? I am Layla. Fine. It appears that you were waiting for me to show up. I suppose there's no use in me pretending. I promise I don't mean any harm and I'll answer all your questions. But before that, would you mind telling me who you are first?
I'm a friend of Layla's. I'm trying to help her finish her thesis.
Let me think. Okay, I got it. You two found this place by following the hints that I left behind. You were planning to wait for me. Or I should say you were waiting for the Sealy to show up. Was this your idea or hers?
Mostly hers.
I see. Yes, she's always had great analytical skills. It'd be nice if she was more confident, though. All right. That's all the questions I have. Your turn. Please ask away.
Did you infiltrate the house of Data, and what about those?
House of Dana was a total accident. She'd forgotten an important book, and the House of Dana
I
happened
stream
to be
when I
closed at the time.
can and just when I
There were
feel like
only
it.
days
But to be
before the
fair, I
paper
have to
was
stream
due.
basically
I
daily
had no
recently at the
choice
moment,
but to
at
scale the
at
walls
the very
with some
least.
simple climbing ropes
But that doesn't
and
mean
sneak
like
in
sometimes
from
I'll
above
probably take
while
a
the
break if
core
I'm not
30
feeling up
wasn't
to
paying
like even
attention.
playing games that
I
day.
had no idea
When
there
I'm
was
playing a
still a
game, I
student
mainly
inside.
stream. I will
I
say
had no
that.
choice but to put him to sleep. Any clear evidence of my existence would only hinder my ability to conceal my identity. It would also expose me to Layla as well.
I
As
do
for the
have a
special
Twitch, but I
powers,
hardly
well,
stream on
they're
it.
just things I
Like
did
it's been
during the
like a
process
year, I
of trying
think.
to finish the thesis. It's like I said, I don't have much time, so
Twitch is
I
just
need
like,
to be as efficient as
yeah, I don't mind
possible.
streaming Twitch. It's just I like streaming YouTube because the ones actually save. You don't have to possibly go your way to save them. You other see on you, yeah.
That's right. Though I didn't intend for it to turn out this way, really. I just wanted to help out a few other classmates who were having a hard time while I was helping Layla finish her thesis. You see, Layla doesn't have many friends at the academia. If the others noticed her helping them out, I thought maybe I'd help her become more sociable. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out. Instead, legends of the Sealy started going around. But that's alright.
What's with the see these pranky people?
I can instantly tell which students are asking serious questions and which are just trying to take advantage of me to slack off. My time to move freely is quite limited, so it's only natural that I would punish the people attempting to waste my time. My intention
From what I
is to help
remember,
people.
there was a
I'm not here to
website I
cause
used.
any harm. Well then,
If
does
you're
that
talking about
answer all your
my
questions?
not thumbnails I make myself, but if you're talking about like my banner and thingy, I believe I used a website. I can't remember which one it is, but it's been like 2 years. I have one last question since I made that stuff anyway. Why don't you want her to know your existence?
You see, her emotions are incredibly unstable. She's constantly doubting herself. If she knew that there's another Layla who is capable of doing everything, she may think even less of herself. She could think, maybe I should just leave it all to her. I'm always relying on her anyway. Why not let her live my life for me? She might start thinking about giving up completely, and that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do for her. After all, she and I are one and the same. We're two sides of the same coin.
Sick.
No one knows her greatest strength more
I
than
don't
I
actually
do.
see much
It's her
YouTubers use
resilience.
intros these
If
days, to be
she's
honest.
able to persevere in everything she does,
That's
then
like
one day she won't
2017
need
or
my help
18,
anymore. I
19,
trust
give or
that she's
take.
capable of
I
doing
mean, there's
that,
still people who
and
use
it's
them,
something
but
that she should do on her own.
up to this extent, it was like 2016 or 17. I see.
She
Nah,
actually
I'm not
discovered
really.
the key data she needs for her thesis a long time ago. She just didn't organize it well enough. I'll complete her thesis for her just as I have in the past. Oh, please don't share any of this with her. I would like to keep this a secret for both of our sakes.
I mean, if you want to put your work in the thingy, you can, but I don't know if I'll check it out because kind of late at night and all that. And I'm not really interested in like just like I don't really look at artwork that much in general.
Thank you for doing this for me. No,
But
for
artwork I
us.
kind of look at if you want to eyes
She seems to be
manga or
waking up
manual.
now.
That's like the
Well,
main
this is
bit.
goodbye.
That's
If
maybe
we
I
never
even
meet
read.
again, then I guess I did something right.
Alright, is that finally done? Okay, never mind.
Huh? Did I faint? Or did I fall asleep?
Okay,
Oh, I see. Was I sleepwalking? I wasn't I? Really? I don't believe you. You're hiding something from me. It's written all over your face.
I'm not really.
You said you were gonna help me, didn't you? Why are you holding out on me now? Please tell me. You promised you'd help.
I'm just doing the Genshin stuff as right now. Ooh, cool picture. Save. Can't zoom in on that. Nope. To keep a promise made to her means to break up a promise made to her. This is a tricky situation indeed. Okay. Okay, now so the first step is what I need to take. Wait again, like 2 questions once again.
Huh?
Yeah,
What is it?
I can skip a lot of this. Are you a student here?
Anyway, but the more I read, the more I realized that
Yes, I know my stress
I
level
should
was
have
on
been done with the first draft of my thesis.
I told you
well,
now.
but who?
Alright,
I should probably
you
note
still
it,
have
to
some
be
time, right?
honest. Lack of sleep. I've seen. Oh.
I'll read this.
Huh? This. Due to my lack of sleep.
Is that bad, huh?
Yeah, my hope, but that's not all. I really. Maybe the stars above decided to help out after
I want
seeing.
powers like that.
But it comes down to my own efforts. Oh no, I've already spent too much time chatting. I still haven't made much headway on my. Yes, but time's of the essence. But the wisdom Sealy is true. If you want its help,
Can see even do that?
no one knows who or what it actually is. It's just known as the wisdom Sealy. But getting an answer all comes down to the Sealy's mood. Sometimes it'll only give you a vague answer or play tricks on you. I'm pretty sure a researcher wouldn't do something like that. All I can do right now
Okay, so
trying my luck.
It's too risky to rely on some fishy legend to complete your thesis.
You're right. I need to keep a
I
level
think
head.
this is what changes
I
the
don't
thing.
have time to waste. But what do we do from here? I can't just go back and start packing to leave.
You should rest first.
Rest? But my deadline's just around the corner.
You won't be able to write anything in your current
I don't
state.
think I can
I'll
afford
read
to
again.
rest right now.
You won't be able to write anything in your current state.
You do have a point. Oh, sorry. I tend to panic easily, as you can see. Then how should I rest? I definitely won't be able to sleep. As soon as I close my eyes,
I'm really tired.
all kinds of thoughts start floating into my head.
How about we head to a calf? Pursue Puspa calf.
Oh, that's a good idea. A cup of coffee might help clear my head. Let's go. Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No. We're here to rest. My problems will have to wait for now.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
Sorry, but who are you?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi.
She looks very mean. Like look at that face. She's like, hello. I haven't seen you around here lately. Well, you want some more of that? You want me to beat up her more?
We just submitted our theses and we're totally beat. Everyone will be meeting here to celebrate. Seeing how relaxed you look, you must have already had your thesis finished ages ago.
Oh, no, I'm actually having a lot of trouble with it.
You say that every time we talk, but you've never missed a deadline. Not only that, your papers are always well written and thorough. Your advisor is constantly praising your work. Yet you're always going around saying stuff like, I can't make it, I don't understand, I'm super worried. That kind of talk doesn't reflect your work at all, you know.
Well,
Why are you so... what are you getting at? Why are you so hostile towards Layla here? I mean, look at her. She's a Kojima. She's like the first Kojima.
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate with the group at all. It's one thing that she's not willing to help us, but she doesn't even bother showing up for our discussion meetings. Every time we come to see her, she looks out of sorts and on the verge of a breakdown. It's not like we can't finish our own theses without her, but no one wants to always see her this way.
I know. Sorry.
Everyone is entitled to their own choices. You should learn to respect that. Just because Leia breaks the mode doesn't mean it's a problem.
Whatever. There's no point in starting an argument here. If you think she can justify her behavior, then that's your opinion.
Thanks for standing up for me. I really want to help the others, but most of the time I'm barely scraping by myself. There's very little I can help with.
Is it because you don't want the others to know about a blessing from the stars?
Yeah, I can't ever tell my classmates about that. I'd be a mess if they ever reported it to my advisor. It's really just a big misunderstanding, and there's nothing I can do about it. Everyone just gives me weird looks and judges me. It's making it really difficult to find friends. It's actually pretty rare for someone to actively engage in a conversation with me, like you do.
I don't worry, we're friends with a bunch of weirdos in this game, like consistently. I mean, I put time on here, and trust me, she's way worse of a weirdo than you could ever dream of being. I think I understand the situation now.
Huh? What do you mean?
You think that the blessing from the stars is some external power that's out of your control. Only by proving yourself and no longer relying on extra power can you break out of the vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Seems you know just as well as I do. The thing is, I'm terrible under pressure. That's just my nature. Even the thought of everyone's expectations back home is enough to make me feel nervous. And the more nervous I get, the worse things become around me. Take what Munira just said, for example.
That's her
I
name.
don't think I'll be able to get it out of my mind for the entire day. That
Munira.
means I won't be able to relax at all today.
One sec. Why don't we try facing the problem head on? Sounds like we need to fix a way for you to rap.
Face it head on? What should I do?
It's simple.
Do
Just
the
break
thing
down
I
the
can?
unfinished parts of the thesis in different tasks and tackle them one by one.
Okay. I've got a pen and paper with me. Let me go through them real quick. The theory sections are pretty much finished. I'll be able to finish organizing the rest on my own. As of now, I'm missing crucial observation data. I need the results of an observation to validate the conclusion of my thesis. And then there's the preparation for my thesis defense. I need to mentally prepare.
Those don't sound too difficult. I can help you. She's really... Her yawning all the time, by the way, is really making me tired. I mean, right now, as of this is 11:30 at night, so I am also kind of booted and tired. So her doing this is all the whole time voice, making me very exhausted. Those don't sound too difficult. I can help you.
What? You want to help me with my thesis?
Did you not hear what I just said?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to show you my gratitude.
For starters, you can stop being a crybaby. Don't worry about it. We've already come this far.
You're so kind. I had no idea I'd meet someone so nice in Sumeru City.
I get that a lot.
Okay, I'll do my best. It's the least I can do, considering everything you've already done for me. First on the list is the experiment to get observational data. I actually had it all planned out several days ago and even borrowed a celestial globe from a Mahamata.
By the way, thinking about these stories, I'm pretty sure there's not really much combat. I mean, there could be one or two combat in it, but I don't think there's much fighting in these hangouts.
However, the weather was rainy every single day after I
Yeah,
borrowed
wrong.
it, and I was unable to compare the night sky against the celestial globe. There were a lot of people waiting to borrow the celestial globe, and I wasn't able to extend my time slot. So I returned it and haven't been able to borrow it again since. That's why I still haven't performed the necessary observations yet. I don't know what to do.
So you're lacking some equipment.
That's right. The celestial globe is a high-precision device used specifically for researching the stars. Submitting an application to borrow one from the academia is pretty much the only way for me to get my hands on one.
Looks like we're gonna have to ask around at the Adventurers Guild.
Huh? Why the Adventurers Guild?
Because no one has a network like Catherine does.
Oh, I see. The Adventurers Guild is open to everyone's commission, so she might have some ideas.
Yep.
Okay, let's go and try our luck.
Can you guys stop interrupting? Honestly speaking, I still don't trust Catherine. She's from Sennheiser. I mean, anyone who trusts Sennheiser, I'm not trusting that at all. But Sennheiser, I'm not gonna get too friendly with her.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How can I help you today?
I'd like to... I have a commission... it's kinda strange. How should I put this?
We would like to borrow a high-percent celestial globe.
Right. Equipment at the academia is in very high demand, and we aren't able to borrow one now. We were hoping someone else might have something similar that we could use.
I don't know anything about astrology, so I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the device you were
Catherine,
looking
you're
for.
not helpful when we need you.
However, one of our requesters happens to be an astrology enthusiast. I hear that he's a collector of all sorts of specialized astrology equipment. After the Adventurers Guild helped him out, he indicated that he'd be happy to return the favor if the adventurers ever need it. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting between you two. That should help solve your problem.
Really?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my job to provide adventurers with the necessary support. The man's name is Azam. Here's his address. You can go ahead and pay him a visit.
I'm gonna quickly go to the toilet. Also, I'm going almost about to reach an hour, so it's gonna cut off, and then I have to record anyway. So that's why I was waiting for it to hit like almost an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go to it, and then we'll continue this video, or for live show, we'll continue the thingy. Okay, we are back. I am back. So I'm just supposed to say, yeah, I cough. Yeah, I can tell you can hear me from my cough now. Yeah. Benji took some time to get a snack also, and now I'm like, after this, I don't know whether to go off like after I end up doing this hangout event, or whether to oh my god. Higher. Oh, the guy's okay. Yeah, this is not one of these very adorable. Oh, yeah.
Hello, are you Azam?
Yes, I am. How may I help you?
Someone who studies in...
Ah, I see.
Someone
Well,
who
if it's
actually
a request from
studies,
an
that's
adventurer,
actually
then I'll
nice.
be happy to help you. I just so happen to have the device that you're looking for. Let me fetch it and show you, just to be sure.
Yes, this is it. Thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got a little excited. Please go ahead.
To be honest, judging by what stands before me, I find it very hard to believe that you're an astute Ratawahith student.
Well...
Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time and mora to collect. I cherish them as if they were members of my own family, which is why I don't let just anyone borrow them on a whim. These devices are delicate and can easily be damaged if used inappropriately.
Oh, that's completely understandable. What can I do to better gain your trust?
How about this? I don't need a deposit or anything, but I'd like you to share the contents of your research with me. I'll ask you some questions. If your explanation proves satisfactory, then I'll lend you the device.
Share the contents of my research and answer questions?
I'll have to go. Let me know if this should be the peak. Let me know, is this thing?
You're starting to... I'm sorry. I feel a little dizzy.
You okay? Now she's gonna be able to.
I'm okay. My mind just decided to stray elsewhere for a moment. Give me a second to gather myself. Oh, is this the celestial globe that I needed to borrow?
Why is she also?
Correct. I was about to test you with a few questions, but you suddenly started looking very uncomfortable.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't sleep very well, so I tend to get a little dizzy from time to time. I'm fine now.
She seems a little different all of a sudden. Oh, I see. Well then, can you briefly summarize your area of research for me?
With pleasure. I'll give you a general overview. You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of the celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future. Due to the difficulty of designing an experiment and the challenges of validating theories about the past, astrological research is usually based on an immense foundation of experience. And therein lies the largest complexity. Derived and validated conclusions may vary due to subtle changes caused by the flow of time and shifts in the stars.
Ah, I've heard about this before. I believe it's known as astral shift.
One of the most classic challenges is to use 3 stars with shifting orbits to predict the overall changes that may have occurred.
Ah, are you referring to the triple orbit problem? Yes, that really is a classic problem, and a very difficult one to tackle.
I came up with a set of prediction methods that encompass more than half of the triple orbit problems. However, there are quite a few limitations and requirements. This set of methods is already being put into practice at the Ratawa Darshan by my advisor, drastically simplifying the difficulty of calculations involved in the triple orbit problem.
Yes, I've heard about that. The announcement made big waves in the astrology enthusiast community. So, you were the one who came up with that?
Yeah.
You mustn't judge a book by its cover, you know. The thesis
I'm just
I'm working
quickly.
on this time aims to address the remaining triple orbit problems, as well as eliminate a portion of the methodology's limitations, which will make it easier to use.
I see. In that case, perhaps there's no one more fitting to operate this device than you.
She breaks it immediately.
I just keep it as part of a collection. I can't use it to its full potential like you can.
Thank you for understanding. I'll return it in perfect working order once I'm finished with it. Okay, we should be going now. What did we plan to do after this? I kind of forgot.
You want Layla, are you? We've already been through this.
What makes you say that? Is there something off about me? Fine. Looks like I can't keep the act up any longer. I even tried to look a little panicky to emulate her behavior. I suppose that is what she's been calling me. With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety peaks, she loses consciousness and I take over. However, her unpredictable and variable sleep patterns are completely out of my control, so I have to make every second count. There's no one willing to help her here, so I have to step in. I am rather curious about you, though. Why are you trying to help her?
Well, she finally decided to face the problems with her thesis head on, and she's working very hard on it.
Really? That's great. You're helping with all the things that I used to do for her. Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence with your encouragement. She's only steps away from the finish line. She's already made a lot of progress, so there's no need to push too hard now. Anyway, what's the plan from here?
She said that she wanted to practice for thesis defense.
I see. Well, it wouldn't be of any help if I practiced for her, but I'll leave some notes that should come in handy. Come on, let's go back to the House of Dana to make preparations. You'll have to tell her later when she wakes up. Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. I can answer you as I write. I'm used to multitasking. Oh, and I have to ask a favor. When you give the notes to her later, please don't tell her about my existence. Well, she's always been in a fragile state. If she knew that she might feel like she's a resilient girl. If her condition grows any worse, it's possible that I might cease to exist as well. Then there wouldn't be anyone to help her. She's getting better though, isn't she? It's apparent how hard she's working now. She's my source of knowledge. I'm merely the representation of how she would be if she were rested and healthy. I believe that she's one of the best, even in a place like the academia where geniuses come by the handful. But growth is a process and shouldn't be rushed. I will always believe in and support her. Believe me, even if she were to end up at rock bottom, she'd find a way to somehow laugh it off as one of her silly mistakes and climb her way out. That's the kind of person she is. Alright, I've written down all the possible questions that I think the advisors might ask. Next, I'll put together a few words of encouragement for her. I'm not going to sign it, obviously. Oh, and don't forget about our agreement. What is it? Is there... In a way, but the more I should have been done with the first draft. Well, but... I should probably notify my advisors sooner than... To be honest, lack of sleep, I've seen... If that was... this... due to my... Yeah, but that's not... I really... Maybe the stars above decided... it comes down to my... Oh no. Yes, but the wisdom... if you wanted... but getting an answer all comes down to the ceiling... all I can do right now is... who knows if it'll happen? Trying my luck with another phenomenon is... but what do we... Rest? But My deadline's just around the corner. Then how should I rest? Oh. Let's sit down here and have some coffee. No. Where?
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our theses, and seeing how relaxed you look...
Oh.
You say that yet you're always going around.
Well,
For starters, she doesn't even every time we come, it's not like we can...
I know. Sorry.
Whatever, there's no... If you think she can jump...
I really want to help the other. Yeah, it's actually... huh? What do you mean? The thing is, I'm the more nervous... completely relaxed? But we're at a cafe. Is this not relaxing enough? I know, but... Alright, no more buts. My life is a mess because of the decisions I've made for myself. I should listen to your advice this time. How do I completely relax? Sightseeing. That does sound pretty nice. I haven't set foot outside the academia in quite a while. I used to enjoy visiting the rainforest, but it's been a while since I've been there. Maybe a lot has changed. Okay, why don't we go there and take a look? The night is cold.
Dodge this!
Are you here to play with me? just want to forget about the thesis altogether. I'm just kidding. Knowing me, I'd only be able to forget about it for a little while. This doesn't count as trying to avoid my problems, does it? That's quite the legitimate excuse. No, it's more of an explanation. Even I'm starting to get bolder with my words. I grew up in a place like this, looking into the distance now with the breeze in my face makes me feel like a kid again. Oh, those were the happiest days. I had a bunch of friends back then, and we would go pick wild berries in the woods. No matter what ingredients we found, we would cook them over a fire, and whoever lost one of our games would have to eat all of it. No, it wasn't that bad.
I just
It
realized on
really
my Twitter that
depended on
kind of
how
stinks,
lucky
but
you
yeah.
were. Grilled apples and sunsettias are actually quite delicious.
No joke, I didn't expect 22 minutes removed. I don't remember my mic. Yeah, okay, actually, then I moved it to Tuesday, and then I moved up. Yeah, that makes sense. 22 minutes moved
Sure.
for?
I haven't done that in ages. Let's go.
Well, whatever. I know it's like 2 hours for 5 days.
Apples and zaytun peaches were the most popular fruits back then.
Yeah, my mic's. It was really
Oh, and
good.
of course, grilled fish is delicious too. A fish skin releases oils while cooking, which drip into the fire and cause it to burn even brighter.
I know that it's been moved the whole time though. So, it's kind of questionable. It did seem like it was moved for me a bit late for that, I don't know. It's like, there's a little like stuff I can pick on here. Ooh, frog. Let me try and grab it pause me.
But we would always get yelled at by the grown-ups if they caught us sneaking into the river to catch fish. What's the big deal? We just want to swim. That's what we used to say. But now that I think about it, it really was quite dangerous. Thank goodness nothing bad ever happened. I think we found enough now, don't you?
Alright. No, I wanted to keep these. I see it. Just give you waffles.
Alright, these should be enough. There's nothing like the smell of fresh ingredients. They already smell delicious. I'll be here cleaning
There's
the
like,
ingredients.
what, 3 apples? Like, all now?
Can you please fetch some firewood for us?
Wait, is that picture actually changed depending on what you give her? Like, cause she's obviously, you know, going for the apple well. There's apples there. Well, I just break down a tree. I might have to go all the way down there. Because they're fighting in hedgehogs. Cool. But it wasn't very fine, it was pretty like, yeah, hedgehog fight, I don't know if it's actual fighting. This shit, yes.
Into the canal.
Now, cool it.
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight. Ha!
I'm just here in the background. Just like, yeah, you're fine like hedgehogs, but I won't help you because I'm looking at apples. Apples are important, you know. It's like, I'll be right with you. Firewood. It's like it's 2 branches. You don't really need much firewood to us. You just need you literally need like 2 or 3 branches, I'm pretty sure, to make fire. That's a bunch of ways to make fire in the wild. Still looking at your apples.
Fresh food is the best. I feel like I've traveled back in time. We all used to run around in the woods when we were kids. Trees and mud was the world we knew best. It doesn't matter how long I'm away from the forest, I won't ever forget the feeling of running through the trees. Oh, how about you?
I'm afraid
Can you relate
not.
to that feeling? It's almost like not knowing the world will change or ever expecting it to change.
I'm afraid not. I'm an adventurer after all. Although adventures rarely ever stay in one place, I hope I can experience that feeling one day.
Whatever the case, it's a very warm feeling. In the end, I passed the admissions exam, and the life I had led came to an abrupt end. Later, as I sat in a lecture at the academia, my mind started to wander and I began to think about home. It was then that I realized how long it had been since I went back. I can't go back anymore. And other similar thoughts started to come to mind. I guess I'm still not used to being in the academia yet.
There is a purpose for every stage in life, yeah, but academia has nothing to do with it. Like, come on, like, academia is so annoying. Ever since the Arkham Quest happened, I just hated academia, like, that word. Except PTSD.
You're right.
For me.
So we should let go of the past.
Yes.
I suppose this is also part of growing up. But reminiscing about the carefree life of being a kid sure works wonders for the mind. You start missing those moments once you leave them behind, and that's part of moving forward. From now on, I'd like to cherish every single day of my life, even when it's not the smoothest of rides.
Everything will get better. I know you can do it.
I'll take the compliment.
Oh,
A
it's just
little
good
bit
now.
of sugar and a good view really go a
I think this is an
way
opposite if you have stress
for
level down,
relaxation.
probably.
I thought it'd be impossible for me to enjoy something like this. I thought I'd never be able to get my mind off my thesis. But now, I feel like I'm fully enjoying myself. It's really great. So, what are we doing next?
It's nice to just stroll around and see what happens.
You're right. I've been doing
I'm
research
right, yeah.
for so long
I hear
that I'm
that
used
all
to
the
having
time.
a certain routine. A carefree stroll. I like the sound of that.
Go to the
large lake here. Oh, it's so beautiful. The feeling of cool lake water can wash away all your troubles. Can you wait for a minute? I'd like to wash my face. I think it'd be refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we just go for a swim?
Huh? A swim? I can't remember the last time I went swimming. I might not even know how to anymore.
That's impossible. It's one of those things that you never forget. Probably true, to be honest. It's like muscle memory.
Okay. I'll try to swim over there.
Let's see who can get there first.
Wait, no. I'll definitely
Is this the end of this thing?
No. Forget about winning or losing, Layla. It'll be fun either way. Wait, we're starting already?
Trails are ways as well. Why have a trial for swimming with her? I imagine you didn't know what the statues at all and knew how to do a swim quest. You'll be stuck here for days. Just consistently consuming stamina food.
As expected, I lost. How would I be able to beat an adventure at something like this?
I was worried that you were drowned. I think you're a great swimmer. You weren't too far behind.
Really? Among my childhood friends, I was considered one of the more athletic ones. But that's just like how I used to think that I had a gift for learning. After coming to Sumeru City, I realized that I only thought that because my hometown is such a small place. On top of that, I'm getting weaker and weaker because I'm barely able to sleep nowadays. There's no way I can bring myself to brag about anything now.
You really are too modest.
Please, you're always encouraging me. I'm starting to feel embarrassed. But swimming again really feels great. Every muscle in my body was engaged. I probably wouldn't have to worry about my thesis if I turned into a fish, don't you think? I'm just kidding, of course. I'm sure fish have worries of their own. I'm quite content with how things are right now. Let's keep going, shall we?
You're one stress level. Where have you gone? Go to the top of the mountain. This isn't really the top of the mountain?
Here.
Oh.
You want to jump on it to see what's up there? I
Yes,
haven't
the
done
casual
this in a
mushrooms you
while.
can jump on.
I kinda want to give it a try.
I thought she was going to say something else. Wait, which one are we going to top of? Oh, flower. Why did you stop embassy walking?
We've walked pretty far now, but I barely felt the time passing by. I've been staring at books in my thesis every day. I've forgotten how nice and happy life actually can be.
That's why I said that your life shouldn't completely revolve around your studies. With that answer,
much of a hard time I'm having in academics, I should still find the time to look after myself and fulfill
I
my
like
needs.
that we're trying to make her relax.
You
Look at that
really
background.
understand more about life than I do.
Would you like to take this opportunity to release all your stress?
Release my stress? Oh, I see what you mean. Being at the top of a mountain really does make someone want to yell out loud. But it's a little uncivilized, isn't it?
It's okay. We're already here, so we should make the best of it.
Alright, I'll give it a try.
And then,
Just promise not
after
to
she
laugh,
yells, it's gonna be out of
okay?
picture, and that's gonna be the end.
Ah! What an amazing day!
Dang.
It feels like my entire body is bubbling with excitement after yelling like that. This happiness was so common as a child, but before I knew it, this feeling was buried in the bottom of my heart. It's getting late. Why don't we rest here for a while? I'll tell you some interesting astrology stuff when the stars come out. Oh, but it's alright if you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. We can also tell jokes about life, or talk about anything you're interested in.
Let's save the stuff about stars for when they appear.
Okay, then I'll tell you more about me.
The stress level's
The
down.
only reason I ever chose to study astrology is because of how beautiful the stars are at night. That's all.
Good reason, I guess.
My teacher told me that nature possesses a certain power that grants people an equal amount of kindness and fairness, regardless of the different talents they may possess. And that's why I wanted to call the kind person who's always helping me as the blessing from the stars.
Layla.
The stars in the sky are something that brings happiness to people.
Yes, they truly are.
Everything about home is filled with purity and passion. My memories of that place are wonderful. I never want to forget them. If I were to ever discard anything so pure, I don't think I'd ever be able to find a place to anchor myself in the vast sea of knowledge. That's why, no matter how tiring or how hard it gets, I won't let my family down. They are already an important part of me.
That's another reason not to lose yourself in the face of pressure.
Yeah. Thank goodness you were there to help me out, or I don't know where I would have ended up. We probably still have a while until the stars come out.
Don't yawn, I'm tired already.
Waiting for the stars to appear.
Okay, this picture time and that's gonna happen like, okay now. Yeah, I was just gonna say this is gonna happen when they have a bunch of stars around them. Save, of course, and review. I wonder if she's exhausted, or if she's finally relaxed. Let's protect this precious moment for just a while longer. Where's Paimon with us? Okay, so I can go through the long one. Go to the Adventure Guild way, I believe. And then after we choose to go to the Adventure Guild, that is another thing. That's the third one. The other one's probably that one doesn't seem that long though. Oh, the other one's like what two other things after that. That's too long to do. So I think I'll go for this route. Although I could make a whole different route after that, so that makes it longer and shows it longer. Okay. Well, I went back to the start.
What is it? Is there something on my face?
Don't know.
In a way. Anyway, but the more I...
Yes, we already know what to do
I
here.
should have been done well, but who... I should probably, to be honest, lack of sleep. I've seen... no. This... due to my... Yeah. But that's not... I really... Maybe the stars above just... it comes down to my... Oh no. Yes, but time's of the essence. So but the wisdom... if you want its help, all you have to do is... by getting an answer... who trying my luck... but... what do... rest? But my deadline's just around the corner. Then... how should I...
Okay. I believe I have to go to the Adventure Guild first and whatnot. After that, of course, I have to choose a adventuring route.
Let's sit down here. No.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Yeah, hello, Marina, whatever your name is. Sorry, but who
I'm
are
one of Layla's
you?
classmates. I just came by to say hi.
Sure you
We
did.
just submitted our theses, and we're seeing
Dude,
how relaxed
I
you look.
can't-
You must have...
Oh.
You say that, yet you're always going...
Well...
Why is it
For
hostile?
starter, every time we come, it's not like we...
I know.
Whatever. There's... If you think she can...
I really want to help the... Yeah. It's really... It's... Actually... Yeah. The thing is, I'm kind of more nervous. Face it head on? The theory section as of... And then there's the What? Thank you. You're so kind. Okay. First on the list is the experiment to get observational data. However, there are a lot. That's why I still haven't performed. That's right.
Okay, finally the
Why
adventure
the
out because
Adventurers
no one
Guild?
has a network like Catherine does.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be careful what I do on this on the Adventure Guild route. Just can't do one stuff I've done before. I think every hangout event is coming along, so it's gonna actually take a lot of things actually probably doing a hangout event. This is what took 2 hours, give or
Ad
take.
Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Also wonder
How can I
like
help you today?
I don't know what Ad Astra Abyssosque actually means, or it's just a phrase they like to say.
I'd like to... Right.
I don't know anything about it. However, after the Adventurers Guild, perhaps we
Yeah.
could arrange a...
Really?
You're
Thanks so
welcome.
much.
The man's name is Azam.
No. Does this guy choose a new path or something? Oh, yeah, after I'm pretty sure Zam chooses a new path then. exam guy. Just want to use new bathroom for me.
Hello.
Yes? Ah, I see.
Yes, this is it.
Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time, which is why I don't...
Oh,
How about this? If your explanation...
Don't be nervous, just explain what you've learned. It should be a piece of cake for you.
Alright, I'll try. But I can't disclose the actual details to you. How about a general overview of the research? Would that suffice?
Yes, that would be fine.
You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future, as...
Of course. This is the basic principle of astrology.
Mike...
Interesting. That's not a topic any ordinary person would be familiar with. I have a basic understanding of the concept, but I'd like to hear you explain it.
Okay. Well, in short, it means that the results derived from astrology are prone to change. As time continues to flow, the stars change and everything else becomes affected by this change. However, what's actually driving the change is what's worth investigating.
I think that it might just be another law of nature.
If the changes follow a certain pattern or routine, then it could be explained as some law. But the changes are manifold, even when considering just a single star. The changes could be resulting from a simple single orbit shift, or it could be a more complex double orbit, or even a triple or quadruple orbit shift. These phenomena have a dramatic effect on astrological conclusions. What I'm working on now is the research and prediction of the triple orbit shift phenomenon.
Triple orbit? By yourself?
Yes. That's right.
You do know that adding an extra star to the equation increases the computational workload by more than tenfold, right?
It does get a little complicated, but it's still manageable with the use of a few self-invented techniques and a large number of star logs and star charts. Which leads us to why I'm in need of a high-precision celestial globe.
Amazing. I suppose I should never have judged a book by its cover. I thought you were just trying to half-heartedly deal with some school assignment.
Do I really look like that sort of person?
Don't worry. I'm just joking. I was a little cautious at first, but now I trust you completely. It would make me extremely happy if my collection could assist a researcher in achieving tangible results. Just make sure you return it to me once you're done.
Oh, thank you so much. I really needed this. Good thing Azam was willing to hear me out.
I didn't really understand what you were talking about, but I thought you did great. Yeah, I got lost in that explanation too, to be honest.
Really? I was just explaining what it is I'm trying to do.
Just trying to show signs of becoming a great researcher.
Really? I don't know if you really mean it, but I'm happy to hear that. I guess even the hardest problems can be solved as long as I'm willing to try. Recording and comparing data will be much easier now that we have this device. I can do it all on my own, too. Let's continue with the plan. Can you help me with the rehearsal of my thesis defense? We can do that at the House of Dina.
Okay, don't get lost on my way back to the house this time. I won't get lost.
This seems like the best spot to do this. We'll need to be quiet so we don't disturb anyone. So here's what will happen during my thesis defense. After I present my thesis, the advisor sitting below will begin to ask questions. Theoretically, I should be able to answer any questions related to my thesis. However, I tend to get really nervous when my advisors look at me, and I end up completely forgetting what I plan to say. That's why I want to rehearse and practice presenting my points in front of someone.
So I'm playing the role of an academic advisor, right?
That's
I don't know,
right.
I'm good at
You should
acting,
have
but
gotten
I'm
the
slow.
gist of the content of my thesis when I was explaining it earlier. So ask away. It's okay if your questions are a little off. I'll still treat them as real questions from an advisor and answer seriously.
Got it. You ready?
Wait a moment. Alright, Layla, you got this. You were able to explain everything earlier, so you can do it again. Alright, ask away.
Oh, so, okay. Can you briefly describe the application of the law? I'm going to assume we got to. Could you talk about quadral ultra shift? Do you know about the Great Machine?
Huh? No, what is that? Is this something that I didn't prepare for at all? You've gotta be joking.
She's gonna... Newsflash, she's about to be overtaken by the other one, right? She's gonna be overtaken by the other layla, and then we're gonna realize this after we finish answering questions.
About this question, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling very well. Everything is spinning.
Are you okay? Like, yeah, she's definitely fine. Like, being completely,
I'm sorry. I haven't been sleeping very well lately. I tend to get dizzy from time to time, but don't worry, I'm fine now. What's wrong? Oh, sorry. Can you please repeat the question? I didn't hear you clearly just now. Alright. I guess the cat's out of the bag. Of all the times to wake up. You're Layla's friend, right? And from the looks of things, the two of you are preparing for her thesis defense?
Yep, and you must be the blessing from the stars.
With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety peaks, she loses consciousness and I take over. However, her unpredictable and varying sleep patterns are completely out of my control, so I have to make every second count. There's no one willing to help her here, so I have to step in. I am rather curious about you, though. Why are you trying to help her?
Well, she finally decided to face the problems head on, and she's also, I've chosen this path, but I don't know why it's like, not have a tick next to it, but sure.
Really? That's great. Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence with your encouragement. Now then, I can't really help her prepare for the thesis defense, so I'll be leaving some notes behind instead. You'll have to give them to her later. Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. I can answer you as I write. Oh, and I have to ask a favor.
Okay,
well,
I'm actually...
she might
I don't know if this might be the
confuse
same
if
similar
her condition
ending.
grows in, I believe, but growth is a that's the kind of... Alright, I'm
Please say it's not the same ending. I thought I went for the ending. It's the same ending! I thought I heard a different ending there, what? the room. Oh, things about the physics about this, maybe, I don't know. Okay. That's how I get to that ending, and I might have to look at some of the so I actually know what to do. Okay, I got 2 more still to do. Okay, maybe it needs to be 2 hours at the very least.
I've faced many opponents in my duels.
Okay, so be
Most
back.
of them.
Well, this would make it so much easier if I did realize this, but apparently you can. It's pretty easy for keyboard and mouse people. But apparently, no, I don't want to talk about that. Progress, go. And you see it should, okay. Continue playing that now.
A duel is a battle of wills, and the sword an extension of the duelist's spirit.
This seems like the best spot to do this. We'll need to be quiet so we don't disturb anyone. So here's what will happen during my theoretically, however, that's why. That's right, it's okay if your questions are...
Right.
Wait a moment. Alright, Layla, alright. Ask away.
Could you talk about the corner? I got 2 options.
Sure. The direction of this research is based on the results of previous research. It's about the feasibility of applying my methodologies to the remaining triple orbit problems. Based on a sample size of 124 cases, we could only achieve approximately 60% accuracy. The results were not reliable enough to be implemented as a law. You can see the common traits of the erroneous samples on page 3. Excuse me, I mean from the star logs in the appendix. It's clear that in each of the erroneous samples, one of the stars underwent a significant shift. This means that, we not only need to limit the number of stars, but we may also need to consider the degree of shift when applying triple orbit shift algorithms. Stars with greater shifts are often key in astrology readings. The next step of the research should be... the next step should be to identify the feasible thresholds of shift for applying our calculations. And that's my answer to your question. Do you have any other questions?
Just write a few stumbles here and there, Liz. I can't read that fast.
We're finally done. I'm gonna need more practice. I can feel myself getting flustered, and I start to stumble whenever I'm asked questions that I'm unfamiliar with.
Your presentation could use some work, but I can tell that your logic is sound.
Oh, really? You mean it? Then this practice must be helping. During my first thesis defense, I stood like a statue on the stage and my palms were covered in sweat. I couldn't get a single word out.
Sounds kind of gross, to be honest. It seems we managed to address all the major challenges for you.
I didn't even realize it, but you're right. It doesn't seem like there's anything holding me back now. I guess that means I'm capable of completing the thesis all on my own.
Yep.
I can hardly believe it. This is amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm really excited. This is the first time this has happened, really. I'm so happy.
You've worked hard to reach this point. You don't need to rely on others anymore.
I'm not sure how to put this. I'm really happy about everything that's happened, but I'm also feeling a little sad. I still don't know anything about the blessing from the stars. Will it never happen again since I don't need its help anymore? That somehow makes me feel a little lonely.
Lonely?
Yeah, it almost makes the blessing feel like it was just a tool used for my studies, no? But I would really like to discover what the blessing actually is, if I ever get the chance. I want to express my gratitude for it, or better yet, maybe we could be friends. That's basically how I feel about it. Even if I know nothing about the blessing, I could
nice.
still feel its companionship all along. It's almost like how you helped me. I really cherish and appreciate it. After all, it wouldn't be right to take such blessings for granted in our lives.
Speaking of companionship, isn't like where's Paimon? I haven't heard her speak once.
That's good. I
I
hope
didn't
it's a
read that
little more
first.
satisfied with the way I am now.
Picture. Yeah. Do it. Natural yet incredible, the unfolding of events will be etched in her memories for a long time to come. What was I looking at? Quest. Nords, 20. What's my thing right now? 93. And thing 65. Surely I get a thingy for completing. Getting it up on like here. Should get like an achievement for completing the thing. Probably won't. There are 6. Oh, that's 6 hangouts? I thought it was like 2. Okay. I'm assuming this leads to another hangout I can do. Any places her love.
Finally. Wait, I'll come back tomorrow. I see. Alright then. Time to look at the letter. There's a red stamp on it.
You look bright already.
This is wonderful. My trouble. Let's take a look. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. However, follow the hints. I've considered the effort. What the? It's absolutely right, but I'm running out of time.
I'll start dancing with you.
Huh? I could tell you're a very kind person, but I never expected that you'd go this far to help me. I'll definitely think of a way to make it up to you once I take care of my thesis.
Just don't worry about it. Just another day in the life of an adventurer.
Okay, let's start by looking at the hint it left us. The first clue lies hidden on the road of wisdom. The headstrong child finally sees the world for how big it truly is, filled with awe, yet struck with fear. That's it? Not even a picture or any other marking to go off of.
Whoa.
This is pretty abstract. What's this road of wisdom and who's the child?
Wisdom is probably referring to the academia.
Possibly. That sounds like a natural conclusion. So, is the road of wisdom the road that leads to the academia then? Wait, I think I get what it means by the child and awe and fear. When I first left home, it took me days to reach Sumeru City. I was completely shocked when I first saw it with my own eyes. It was so grand and awe-inspiring. Pictures of the city simply don't do it any justice. After seeing the city, a thought popped into my head. Am I really worthy of this place?
And that's the fear.
Worry, fear, or whatever you want to call it. If I'm connecting the dots correctly, then I think I know where the Sealy is leading us. But how does it know my feelings so well?
People don't. Maybe it wasn't referred to you specifically. People who come to associate from elsewhere might have often have
You
similar
have
feelings.
a point. There's nothing special about my background or experiences. It could be
You don't need to put yourself down.
Anyway, let's go take
2
a
hours
look.
of this. Go to the place mentioned in the letter.
Oh, we should be close. This is the way I came when I first traveled to Sumeru City. Aw, it's been way too long since I last visited home. No, this isn't the time for that kind of talk. We have to hurry and find the clues that the Sealy left behind.
It's a pretty big area.
It is. Relying solely on what the Sealy said might not be viable. Assuming the Sealy is intentionally linking the clues to my past, I think I have an idea.
Let's hear it.
So this is a little embarrassing. At that time, the sight of Sumeru City was absolutely mesmerizing. I was anxious, but also excited about all the things to come. I was distracted and accidentally stepped on an Avidia leopard's tail.
That the price of being distracted.
I didn't notice it at all. The poor thing was sound asleep, and after I stepped on its tail, it bolted straight up. I freaked out and ran as fast as I could. There were actually more Avidia leopards sleeping nearby, and they were all faster than me. I almost got bitten a couple of times. Good thing someone from the Eremites heard me shouting for help. They managed to scare off the leopards.
Good thing you weren't hurt.
Yeah, but when I finally managed to calm myself down, I noticed that the talisman my mother had made for me was missing. It's extremely precious to me. Ever since I was little, I would always carry it with me whenever I'm doing something important. I also had it with me when the academia conducted its selection exam at my village. I checked my bag at least a dozen times to make sure the talisman was in there.
Maybe that's
I
the reason
feel
for
much more at
anxiety.
ease knowing that I have it with me.
Okay,
I
literally.
had thought that it would also help me calm my nerves in Sumeru City, but I ended up losing it before I even finished registration at the academia.
I can sympathize with your feeling of loss. The peace of mind it gave you must be irreplaceable.
Yeah, and that's when I started having sleeping problems. I just began to sleep less and less each day. Losing a talisman like that is definitely a bad omen. Oh, sorry. I'm starting to ramble again. What were we talking about before? Oh, right. Why the Sealy led us here. I think we should look around where the Avidia leopards attacked me. If the Sealy is trying to make me remember things that happened in the past, it would make the most sense for it to hide clues in memorable locations. Aw, hope the Sealy's clue wasn't also torn to shreds by Avidia leopards.
Relax.
I'm sorry, you're right. It's a bad habit of mine. I suppose any progress is a step in the right direction. Let's go.
Look for some clues. Oh yeah. So like, so I can't lay it down.
Oh, we should be close.
So I'm like, just get as much as I can.
Sure enough, it's here.
It seems like
In a really obvious
Layla, I'm
place.
trying to answer your questions,
That
so
pretty much confirms my hunch about the Sealy's intentions.
it seems like he really doesn't know
I don't know.
really
But
well.
how did it know about all these details? I've hardly told anyone about this stuff. It's not hiding somewhere and spying on me, is it?
You fly yourself.
Oh, that's a scary thought. Anyway, let's look at the clue we found. Seems like you haven't forgotten about your very first failure. See? It knows everything.
This might be too much even for the wisdom, Sealy.
I have no idea what's going on. No wonder the Sealy is becoming legendary. Let's keep reading the clue. I've placed the second clue where heaven meets water. The answer,
Couldn't you realize it by your
amongst the
handwriting, by the
stars,
way?
was ultimately washed to some unremarkable place downstream. Just as I thought. It's something to do with me again. If the first clue was any indication, then the location most Ratawahist research is related to studying the stars. My own thesis work often requires me to go in the field and collect astrological data. And, let's just say there's another devastating and unforgettable failure I had.
Should we keep following these clues? Thinking about these things will only make things worse for you.
But that can't be helped, right? We do many things not because we want to, but because we have to. Let's keep moving. It might be hard to believe, but being out and about is making me feel a lot better than usual.
What's that? Obviously, is there like a thing nearby? I think so, like, leave me to hurry up. Is that now?
If these items are unclaimed, we may take them without controversy.
Yes, if these items belong to people that people aren't gonna willingly tell us to belong to them, yours too though. It's very fair. Wait, where is this? quick go toilet
we're
though.
here. That's the spot. That's where I performed my first field observation after enrolling at the academia. I borrowed some equipment from the school and came here on a perfectly clear day. Everything was ready to go and I was positive that I'd be able to get some great data. But the equipment was a little heavy and I didn't notice that the ground was muddy and some spots were unstable. After I finished setting up everything, part of the ground suddenly shifted and my equipment started teetering over. I rushed over to grab hold of it, but I ended up tripping over another piece of equipment. The next thing I knew, everything was covered with muddy water. Oh, me and all my equipment. You must be wondering how someone can be so clumsy.
I came back literally just in time because now I actually have an option to choose. We all prone to mistakes when we aren't rested.
Thank you for understanding. If I were the one complaining about not being well rested, it would just sound like an excuse. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. The less I sleep, the more mistakes I make. The more mistakes I make, the harder it is for me to sleep.
Yes. I mean, it's hard for me to sleep too.
I just got a minor fracture, so I had to...
So what happened to what happened afterwards? Were you injured?
To pay off the damages to the equipment, I took some part-time jobs. I just went to work whenever I couldn't sleep.
You're literally making me tired.
It took me forever to pay off what I owed.
Don't tell me your insomnia got worse after that.
Bingo. Oh. The pressure from my studies and debt was crushing me, and I didn't want to tell my family about any of it. After all, I am the legendary Layla who made it into the academia at a young age. Oh, and had never failed an assignment in her life.
I am the legendary traveler. Ever consider taking a break?
Of course. I've even considered giving up on my studies completely and returning home to help care for the Sumter beast, but that would be kind of embarrassing. I don't mean that I'd be embarrassed in front of others. I mean that I'd be ashamed of myself. After all, everything I've done up till now is only a result of my own decisions. Although, it hasn't always been smooth sailing, and sometimes things don't go my way. I made it this far on my own. There haven't been any major incidents with my studies, and I even managed to pay off the equipment damages.
Wait one second, this confusing. My thing is working, but it's still working. Yep. Well,
But I guess I'm exaggerating a bit. Most of it is still due to the help of some unknown person rather than my own work.
Your parents would feel bad if they knew what you were going through.
And that's exactly why they mustn't ever find out. Once I finally manage to acclimate to life in Sumeru City, I'll show them my success. Oh, I hope that day will come eventually. Anyways, let's continue looking for the next clue. It should be around here somewhere. An unremarkable place downstream was the description.
What's that? There's a thing up here.
somewhere close by.
Yeah, very close by.
Here, it's over here. Good thing it's dry. I was worried the message might be wet. Let's see. Have you found it? The unremarkable place downstream. Well, of course. How else could I be reading this message? Seriously. I've placed the third hint at a crossroad without a cross. You can turn left or right, but turning back shouldn't be an option.
It feels like the clues are getting more and more vague. Oh, I didn't look at that.
They're actually getting clearer for me. I was sort of expecting this even before I read the message. I don't know if the clues are following a timeline or if they're based on the amount of regret I have. Either way, this incident was bound to come up sooner or later.
Sounds like it's getting personal. Is the CD stalking you?
Don't say that. That sounds horrible. Anyway, just follow me. I'll save the story for when we get there.
Move it.
My time was done.
No, my sword!
Dodge this!
Into the shadows.
So I'm gonna be watching for the
If these items are unclaimed, we may take them without controversy.
do I not get anything? Like, any, like, what's it called? The seals from that? Sick. Get picture. Go to the next place mentioned in the letter. Oh, sorry, I'll pick some things.
This is the place that immediately came to mind when the hint mentioned a crossroad. I came here to conduct some astrological observation once. Everything went smoothly on the way, and I thought I was starting to get used to life at the academia. But just as I was about to set up the observation equipment, I heard a strange sound coming from nearby. I made my way here and discovered a bunch of bandits robbing someone. They were a group of treasure hoarders, and the family that was being mugged looked completely helpless. They definitely wouldn't have been able to escape, and simply handing over their Mora might not have been enough to make the bandits go away.
So you wanted to help but couldn't?
Not exactly. I already had a vision by that time. Someone with a vision should technically be really powerful, right? Handling a group of treasure hoarders should be well within my abilities. However, I didn't know how to channel the power of the elements to fight at that time, and I was super scared. I wielded immense power, but I didn't feel any stronger than just an ordinary person.
Then what happened?
Then I ran away. I scrambled towards Sumeru City looking for help. Eventually, I managed to return with a few adventurers I ran into along the way. It took longer than I had hoped, and by the time we made it back here, the treasure hoarders and the family were gone. I don't know if the family only lost their belongings in the end, or if something worse happened to them. I faced a lot of problems after coming to Sumeru City, but this incident is one that I regret the most. I sat on the ground and began to cry. I could have stepped in to help that family. Would it have ended differently if I were just a little braver?
You did the right thing.
Aw, thank you for trying to comfort me, but I can't stop myself from thinking that way. It's just as the silly said. Turning back shouldn't be an option. However, I can't help but think about running away whenever I'm faced with a challenge.
The Sealy probably wants to do more than just criticize you for the past. Why don't you try facing your challenges head on? Let's take a break from searching and rest for a better.
You're right. The more challenging it gets, the harder I should try. I'm feeling calmer now. Okay. Let's go look for more leads nearby. We're probably getting close now. Let's search this area.
Oh, one. Ah, here. They're like, why your cruiser just stopped at Power Rocks?
Here it is, just as I thought. The Sealy must have placed it here in advance.
Yes.
Let's see what we have this time. Whatever it is, I'm ready.
Were you SpongeBob? Bitch, I'll by the way.
Huh? It's a picture?
So, it's not a riddle this time.
Guess not. This house looks like it's in Vimara Village. Does the Sealy want us to go there?
Maybe some sort of trap is waiting for us. That might be the last stop in our search.
I can't think of any connection I have with Vimara Village, though. I've only been there once, and it was pretty uneventful. Whatever the case, the only way we'll know is if we go there.
Just be sure not to push yourself too hard.
Thanks, but I'm
Honestly,
fine.
part of this whole thing, I
I'm
don't
used
think
to
we'll be
pushing my limits.
I think Pam was
I
here when
know
we
how
started,
far I
but
can go.
Look, going back just to see if Pam was here when we started this stupid thing. I can't be able to search. Just do this way down.
Let's see. This should be the place. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Maybe the Sealy didn't prepare anything for us this time. Or does it want us to knock on the door first? If we're wrong about this, it'll be super awkward.
Layla, calm down.
You're right. I can't always be like this. sometimes it's better to take action than overthink every little thing. Hello? Is anyone home?
Coming! Just a moment. Oh, it's you, Layla. How nice of you to stop by again.
Huh? Do you know me?
That's no way to greet a friend. Of course I know you. Is this a friend of yours? Or perhaps a classmate?
A friend. I'm having a little trouble with my thesis and we happened to be passing by.
What's going on, Layla?
I don't know either. I don't even know where to begin. I recognized him immediately. He's one of the people that was getting robbed by the treasure hoarders. But he shouldn't know anything about me. He shouldn't even know who I am.
You said you've been to Venezuela once.
Yeah, but that was before the robbery. I was just passing through. Even if he saw me, he wouldn't know who I am. He didn't notice me during the robbery.
Is something the matter?
I appreciate your kindness, but I really can't remember how we met.
So you aren't joking? Do you still remember when my family and I were being robbed by a gang of treasure hoarders?
Yes, but I don't...
How so? You told us everything yourself the last time we met. My family and I were surrounded by treasure hoarders, and I didn't know what to do. But then, we heard people approaching in the distance. Those treasure hoarders were the first to hear them coming, and started to flee the moment they sensed the situation wasn't going their way. They didn't even bother taking anything with them. I wasn't sure what had happened, but the treasure hoarders were scared off. I immediately grabbed my wife and child and got out of there.
Oh, I see. I'm so glad that you and your family were unharmed.
I thought it was a party of adventurers that happened to pass by, but later you told me that you had spotted us and ran to find help. You were amazing. You managed to keep a level head even in the midst of danger. I know you have a vision, so those treasure hoarders wouldn't have been a match for you. But they might have harmed me and my family if their backs were pushed against the wall.
Wait, that's not exactly... Anyway, when did I...
It's been some time, but not too long ago. I don't recall exactly when. What's wrong? Nothing's coming to mind?
Nope. I'm sorry.
You came over and ate with us, and you played games with my son. If only we had taken a picture. Oh, you forgot a package here from that visit. You'll definitely remember once you see it. Wait here, I'll go fetch it.
A package? I left a package here? Wait! This is it! This is the talisman that I lost. The one that my mother made for me.
What is it really the same one you lost?
Yes, this is definitely it. She made it herself. It's the only one of its kind. There's also a letter here. Was I planning to send it to someone? Let's see who the recipient is. To Layla?
I'm assuming you aren't in the habit of writing letters yourself.
No. I swear I've never done anything like that. What is going on? Hello, Layla. Self-reflection is a wonderful quality. Failure is a stranger to no one. If you're reading this letter, then on the back of this letter, I hope that this journey has provided insight for your life ahead. From the bottom of my heart, always watching over you. Sincere. Oh, I thought we were going to fail. I thought that, but the Sealy wasn't messing with me.
Could it be that Mr. Sealy is you?
I doubt it. I mean, Unless I somehow came here while I was unconscious and don't remember it. Although, having said that, but even then, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm actually
Either
the
way, it's
wisdom
safe to say.
silly. It could have just helped me while I was sleepwalking.
Either way, it's safe to say that it's related to the blessing of the stars.
I'll write back and ask to meet with the Seelie and see how it responds. Even though I still have a lot of questions, this experience was fruitful enough. If it wasn't for your encouragement, I probably would have quit halfway through and holed up in the academia somewhere.
I'm not sure if I understand what has happened, but it's something good, right?
Yes, it's something really, really good, and I...
Well then, since you're already here, why don't you stay and have something to eat? We just finished preparing some food.
Oh.
Come on, don't be a stranger. Your friend should join us as well. You can leave your troubles until after the meal. You must relax and gather your strength so you can...
He's right.
Alright, thank...
He's done. Yeah, but the only time we'll probably ever see these people in the game is in a picture. See, yeah, Paimon's not in... Paimon's not with us there. She's not in the picture. Let's realise. Paimon is technically not with us. I think the hangout events are the only time you don't really see Paimon with you. I don't know where she is, but she's not with you.
There's a lot of great stuff here. Don't miss out.
Achievements. Quests. Road to failure. Okay, I need to go into the next part from the road to failure. Here you choose basically your thing. Get by pretty well. I think you're meant to do this first and go to this one, like, it doesn't really matter which you do, but yeah. Alright, it's kind of telling you the thing, but yeah, that's right. Oh, might get them.
This is the place I came here, but just as they were a group of not exactly someone, however, I didn't know then. Eventually, it took long. I don't know if I could have stepped in to help.
Oh, you got a
that
skip option
family.
there. I didn't realize.
Would it have ended differently if I were just still...
Wait, does it only have a skip option for these? Let's take a break.
But what about my thesis?
Forget about the thesis, you need to get some rest.
Alright, I actually don't. I'm real.
Maybe I was thinking of that. It is, it must be right inside this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems that, well, it does seem yes, find someone to rest. Goes a mile away from the current station. I don't want to get thrown. first time I was all convinced
Let's
because
stop
it's
here.
request.
I don't think I can walk
I'll
any
prefer some
further.
food and juice.
Alright, I'm gonna give my legs a rest. I feel bad for making you go through so much trouble for
I think you
me.
guys skip it if you've already done like
If
the
only
stuff,
I
so
were more
you guys just technically
capable.
redoing it.
I'm sorry.
That's the only time you just skip it, so I can't
always
skip this.
thought-
I'm gonna like fast forward a bit because I don't
Watch
want.
out! Monsters! No, but I want to help. I mustn't keep repeating. I should take act if you miss those opportunities.
I see.
Not now.
Time to testify. Loaded. Freeze. Ready.
Rain outlines your fate.
Nicole, line to command.
This one will be frozen in time.
Rain cutter.
Loaded.
Dodge this.
Hunt them down. Into the shadows.
Cool it.
I really need to keep up with my training. It's embarrassing to be out of breath so quickly like this.
You look pale. Layla, you look pale.
Well, the only appropriate response would be to say that I'm fine, right? But then again, I'm just happy I didn't get in your
You
way.
did great.
Oh, although I may not be fit,
So I'm
can
very
you
stressed.
stay?
Like I'm suffering and exhausted. That was literally the end. That was the end. That should be the end screen for this video. Videos, I believe videos like 2 hours, almost 3 hours. I only get 3 hours because I didn't know my storage would be able to hold it, so that's why I was rushing a bit more. But yeah, this filter side doesn't take too long, but the thing, it probably takes less time, but like, I didn't know you can actually just go straight there. And if you skip it, that theory would literally not, it would probably take like 20 minutes, probably at most. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time, I guess.